They said he was dying. But when the richest rancher in Texas stood up from his hospital bed, looked straight at her, and said, "I have little time left, marry me, bear my heir, and everything I own will be yours." The room went silent. But what he didn't know, was that she wasn't there to save him. She was there to expose him. Before we start, if you love intense emotional stories with secrets, betrayal, and shocking twists, hit subscribe now, because what happens next will change everything you think you know about love and power in the West. The wind across the Texas ranch carried a strange stillness the morning Elena Hart arrived. The iron gates of Blackridge Ranch opened slowly, creaking like they had been waiting for her for years, not minutes. She stepped out of the car in a dark coat, her face calm, unreadable, her eyes scanning the endless land that belonged to a man the world called untouchable. Rancher Elias Granger, billionaire cattle magnate, feared negotiator, and the man rumored to have never lost a single deal in his life. But today, he was dying. At least that was what the letter said. Come before sunset. He won't last the week. Dr. Mason. Elena wasn't a doctor. She wasn't family. She wasn't even supposed to be there. But she was the only person who knew why Elias Granger had really summoned her. And it wasn't for medical help. Inside the ranch house, everything smelled of polished wood and old money. Expensive silence hung in every corner like a warning. 2 guards stood by the staircase, watching her without blinking. They led her down a hallway lined with black and white photographs of a younger Elias, harder eyes, sharper jaw, a man who looked like he had already decided the world should fear him. The door opened, and there he was. Elias Granger wasn't in a hospital bed like she expected. He was sitting near a wide window, sunlight cutting across his face. Tubes were attached to his arm, but his posture was still straight, controlled. Dangerous even in weakness. "You came," he said quietly. "I had no choice," Elena replied. A faint smile touched his lips. "Everyone has a choice. They just lie to themselves about it." She stepped closer, studying him. He looked nothing like a dying man. But the file she had read told a different story: terminal heart condition, months left at best. "You're running out of time," she said. "I know," he replied calmly. "That's why I called you." A pause. The air between them tightened. Then he said it. "I have little time left. Marry me, bear my heir, and you'll get everything." For a moment, Elena didn't react. Not because she didn't hear him, but because she was calculating. Measuring. Waiting for the real offer hidden behind the words. "You're insane," she finally said. "No," Elias answered. "I'm strategic." He reached for a folder on the table and slid it toward her. Inside were documents, land deeds, bank accounts, ownership transfers worth billions. "All of it becomes yours," he continued, "if you agree." "And the heir?" she asked coldly. His eyes narrowed slightly. "Isn't that obvious?" That was when she understood. This wasn't a proposal. It was a transaction. A legacy contract. A desperate man trying to control what happens after his death. But what Elias didn't know, was that Elena had already read his medical report twice. And something didn't add up. The timeline didn't match. The symptoms were inconsistent. And the signature on the diagnosis belonged to a doctor who had died 3 months ago. Which meant one thing. Elias Granger wasn't just dying. Someone was making it look like he was. Days passed, and Elena stayed at the ranch under the condition of caretaker observation. The household didn't trust her. The staff whispered behind closed doors. Some believed she was a gold digger. Others thought she was a scammer trying to trap a dying billionaire. But Elias watched her differently. He studied her every move. "You're not afraid of me," he said one evening as they stood on the balcony overlooking the cattle fields. "I've met worse men," she replied. That earned a low chuckle from him. "You know," he said, "most people come here to beg for money. You came here to question my death." "I question everything," she answered. That night, something changed. A fire broke out in one of the barns. It spread too fast, too precise. Someone had planned it. Elena barely escaped the smoke, dragging a stable boy out before the roof collapsed. But when she turned back, Elias was already there, standing too close to the fire, watching it like he recognized it. And for the first time, she saw something in his expression that didn't belong. Fear, not of death, but of memory. The investigation started quietly. Elena searched Elias's medical files, but every digital record had been altered. Someone inside the ranch was helping erase the truth. Then she found it. A hidden ledger beneath the floorboards of his office. Old transactions. Payments made to research facilities. Experimental treatments. Illegal trials. Elias wasn't just sick, he had been experimented on. And the ranch wasn't just land. It was part of a cover-up. But before she could show him, someone else made the next move. Elena woke up one night to silence. Too much silence. Elias was gone. Only a note remained. If you want the truth, come to the old mill. Alone. The mill stood miles away, broken and abandoned. The wind screamed through its wooden bones as Elena stepped inside. And there he was. Elias. Standing without support. No tubes. No weakness. Alive. Very much alive. You lied, she said slowly. No, he replied. I tested you. A slow realization hit her. You're not dying. No, Elias said. But someone wants me to be. He stepped closer. And now they think you're part of me. That was when she understood the second twist. She hadn't been invited to be a bride. She had been chosen as bait. Because whoever was trying to kill Elias Granger would now come for her too. And just as he finished speaking, a gun cocked behind them. A voice said, "Perfect. Now I get both of you in one place."